What's up, guys? Welcome back for another episode of the GhettoRig podcast. I think we're on episode 181. For those who don't know, my name is Eddie. To my left, we have my co-host Jay, just rudely on his phone right now. I'm just kidding. I had to do it. And Miguel behind the cameras. Miguel,
Yo.
you got an interesting story for us today, and I think it's a little funny. But before we get into any of that, let's make sure we mention our official sponsors: UFC Gym Largo and Pinellas Park, and then also go check out Vitality Wellness Centers. So, Mickey, what went down today? Something that doesn't happen every day.
What, I got a root canal?
And we can talk about some of the worst parts, but like we won't have to bash into you the worst part, which we both know. But
You're like Two-Face.
yeah, how does it feel? Yeah. How does it feel?
I feel like Two-Face. I just got one side. It's kind of aching at the moment. The anesthesia is kind of starting to wear down, so it doesn't hurt as much. But it feels fine. But it does feel like somebody punched me, and it's really sore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why did you
It's
do a
very
root
uncomfortable.
canal? There was no other way around it.
No, I just had a fat ass cavity on that
Okay.
particular tooth.
So they couldn't like patch it up or whatever.
No, it's
It was right on top of the nerve.
exposed nerve already. Like the nerve was already exposed. It was already causing him a lot of pain and stuff. You put a filling on that thing, and you're just gonna get a shit ton of pain still. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, he won't probably have as much pain when pressure, right? Maybe helps with that, but he's still gonna have real bad pain when it comes to the temperature and stuff like that. Yeah, there's only a certain, like your brother had a cavity that, like, yeah, I want to do a root canal, and then the people told him, we can do a filling just for now. Like, yeah, they can do a filling just for now for like the integrity of the tooth itself, but like he's still going through hella fucking pain.
Yeah, the lady said, well, the person that fixed the tooth, they didn't do a very good job. So when he went back, they're like, well, they kind of messed up a little bit. We're gonna try to save it without doing a root canal. So they did the best they could. So I think that's his thing.
And I've did it recently, and I mean, Mickey, how does your mouth feel? Right? I mean, do you still have you still feel numb?
I still feel a little numb on my left side. I still can't fully smile, but it's almost getting there. It's almost getting back
Bro.
to normal.
Hey, Kev, what's going on? Thanks
Me
for joining.
and Emily laughed for, I think, probably 2 or 3 minutes straight today, because we just, I mean, sadly to say, just kept looking at Mickey's face.
Was it all like,
yeah,
like
literally.
Botox?
So it's just like bring up what Bishop said. You look like Ice Cube.
Said I look like Ice Cube.
He said you look like Ice Cube when he does his little like shit with his lips. But yeah, the Jimmy Kimmel one. Yeah, that's what Miguel looked like all day, just on accident.
So can I get some out of the way, by the way? We got Dean Lister coming on Saturday,
Yes.
3 p.m. Guys, if you can't join that, we're still gonna have the fights in the gym, the UFC. So just keep that in mind. You can always watch the fights there. Just a heads up on this.
You sound so sad. Who fucking died?
Yeah,
dude?
you.
No, bro,
you-
I'm
You did,
tired, man. I'm
you-
so tired
That was the
today.
lowest energetic
Yeah,
conversation I've
I
ever
went-
seen, Jay.
I want-
want you
Just
guys
my
to.
day-
I just want you
Yeah,
guys to make
My
sure
day
that
started 7:30 this morning, and then by 10 o'clock I was in a gym. So we did the 10 o'clock class, then I did Dorian's class, then I did another class right after. Ran around, went there at 4:30 to help with the kids, all the way till 8 o'clock, and I just coming back now. That's like 3 classes back to back. Higher? It's good.
Lower.
Better.
Yep, right there.
Okay. Yeah.
So
So
what, you ain't got a job no more, Jay? What the fuck is going on? What
No,
you
I'm on
doing running around?
vacation. No, I'm on vacation, right? So I'm just kind of taking my time helping them around in the gyms, and I've been running
Yeah.
around back and forth for the past couple of days between the 2 gyms, delivering, taking stuff from one place to another, from the other place to this, helping set up the gyms. So I've been helping Adam because Corey is on vacation. So Adam is on his
Yeah.
own covering all the classes, right?
Yeah, Corey's with
Mickey.
Corey's out in,
He's with
with Mickey. Yeah, Corey's with Mickey right now.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff he's been posting, bro, is making me die so hard.
Yeah.
Like the poses and stuff, or like him in the disability chair.
Yeah.
What is it called? I don't know what it's called.
Wheelchair?
No, like the electric one though. That you
Oh.
find at, like Walmart and shit like that. He was riding around in one of those. I don't know. That man's a clown. But so, oh, I swore you were answering your phone. I swear, he picked up his phone. I was like, no way, this nigga answered his phone.
I mean, it looks like a phone. You
Yeah,
probably dial the
I mean,
fucking.
that shit's pretty
Uh,
pretty big. I thought you were literally doing this.
you can dial the aliens with this motherfucker. But yeah, so yeah,
Elon
that's
says that Mars is going to be the saving of humanity, and he plans on having 1 million people by the year
Elon.
2054.
Yeah, but with Elon's.
We also expected cars in 2020, and
Yeah,
we didn't get
Elon
that.
is always like, you can't really rely on his expectations. Whatever Elon says, as far as the time frame goes, just add another couple of years to it, minimum.
All right, so
You know what I
57.
mean?
I feel like that happens a lot of anyways, like with a lot of industries. Like for example, when these producers first come out and say, "Yeah, we're gonna produce this movie. You know, it should be
For
ready
sure.
by the time like if we're to sit it now, be like, oh yeah, like early 2026. That bitch ain't coming out till 2028.
Yeah, no, yeah. So, but the whole thing with the Elon's vision is, man, like, here's the thing. He says he's gonna do it. He says he's gonna do it by this date. He doesn't get it done by that date, but he still gets it done what he said he's going to do. So one thing is for sure, he's gonna do it.
He might blow up a few rockets in
Yeah.
in
I-
the process, but
I don't know if you watched these rockets that he's sending out. There are no people inside it. So these rockets are outfitted to go out there, but they're not outfitted for humans. So they're still going to have to solve that problem of outfitting these rockets for humans. And I'm guessing he's hoping by that time they're going to have a better technology, make bigger rockets or something like that. I don't know, to transport people. Because the current rockets we have, what's the max? Can you Google up what's the max they transport right now? I mean, it can't be more than 4 people.
largest capacity spacecraft.
Yeah, largest capacity moon rocket.
I mean, it doesn't have to be a moon rocket. It can just
Yeah.
be any.
Saturn V is a spacecraft with large capacity to carry a payload to low Earth orbit.
Yeah, but that's a payload, right? Like, do human not just weight?
Yeah.
Starship is the largest human capacity spacecraft currently being developed, with the ability to carry up to 100 people on long duration missions.
Yeah, so do one currently existing.
I mean, it probably is the one that's like currently there. I mean, they've been developing that for a while now. The whole Starcraft
List of crewed
thing.
spacecrafts. There you go. You can just pull that up.
Heaviest spacecraft.
No, go in the very top, first search. Yep, that one. That's gonna give you the list if you go down.
I mean, that's just gonna be a fat ass list.
Yes.
How many people have launched into space at this point?
Yeah, but still, it's gonna give you
I mean,
an idea how many people it can go up.
Crewed spacecraft.
I mean, the spacecraft,
Yeah.
the 100 people. I mean,
No, but that's in development, right? Like we haven't developed that shit. It's probably gonna be like a plane, like they can go up to
they've
that
been doing this.
low
They've
orbit.
been talking about
It
this
looks
for
like
a long
it
time.
looks like
now.
8-person people.
There you go.
Shuttles are the ones that are the most common.
8-person. So
8-person.
yeah, we're talking about million people, man. Like, come on, 8 people versus million. I mean, that's gonna be a whole lot of trips. I mean, what's the biggest
But I
plane
don't-
that we have?
I don't think that's an accurate like representation, Jay. I think you have to put it at like if you're talking about Elon's idea and a million people and this and that, you're gonna have to assume that they're using the spacecrafts at this point. I mean,
Yeah,
you're not
of
gonna
course,
be
of
using
course.
this fucking the research based travel versus like actually trying to commute. It's different.
But what I'm talking about, like, look up what's the largest capacity airplane right now. How many people?
A lot.
So that's Airbus 853 people. So that means
Eight and
They
a half
would
times
need-
more.
they would need what, 100 times more that to get you to a million. So that's 100 of those planes, right? Yeah, they need 100 of those planes that are designed for space.
Have you guys ever like flown on a plane that's 2-story or
Yes.
flown on planes that have like the triple
Yeah.
rows? You know?
I've typically
Yeah.
been to third world countries. I don't think many people are going to be flying.
Yeah, so every time you
Being,
fly to
I've never
Europe,
been, yeah.
yeah, if you every time you fly to Europe, if you're lucky, you'll get the 2 stories, especially KLM has them. But some of the older planes do not. But they'll have 3 sections: first, business, then they have the priority plus or whatever, and then you have the brokies.
I mean, it's first class, business, and then economy.
Economy plus. There's economy plus as well, which is used to be the old business class. So you're still getting like a nice chairs, like you get lazy boys, and those are usually set up 2-3-2. Where business class you have set up, I think it's 1-2-1, and then first class is just 1-1.
Yeah, I ain't
And
got
they're
all that money.
staggered.
I think the only time I would like force myself to kind of buy a nicer ticket is if I'm going somewhere real long distance.
Yes, bro.
Like I can't like just even sometimes when I gotta fly for 4 hours in a flight to get to DR, like not 4 hours, but it can be a total of like kind of being on a plane for 4 hours combined. Sometimes if you're flying like from here to Miami and then Miami there, I hate that shit, man.
Well, those
I
are not
hate that
bad.
shit.
Those are
I
not
still
bad.
hate them, bro. I
Because
still
you get to
really,
walk
really
around, right?
dislike that.
But if you're doing 8 hours, like if you're doing 6 to 8 hours, I think that's a good like gauge. If you're gonna do 6 to 8 hours or more, get
How long was
get
Vegas?
premium economy
I
at
think
the
that's
very least.
one of the longest flights I've taken. Wasn't it 5?
Almost 5 hours.
I think it was like 5 hours and 20
Yeah,
minutes. Actually.
that one was a little long, man. That one was kind of long. Like I was getting very antsy at the end.
Yeah.
You know,
But I think that's like
but it's the seats, man. I'm telling you, it's like think about this. If you're sitting on your couch and you're watching your favorite show, you go through 5 episodes no problem without moving because of the comfortable seats.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. At the very least, premium economy because you're getting lazy boy type of chairs, space. They recline, like they actually recline.
I was watching Avatar on the way to Vegas. It was a
Yeah.
very good show.
Yeah,
that's what I watched over
and
there
then
too.
you can even doze off on those. You know, if you're lucky enough.
Oh, I slept like a baby on the way there. I was drooling.
Yeah, if you're, I mean, you're lucky if you can sleep this way. I can't.
Me neither.
Yeah, so.
Me neither.
I know your
Yeah.
sister, bro. The minute you get in, the plane hasn't taken off. She's already.
Mm-hmm.
I figured out a way. I kind of just scrunched myself up. I put my knees up and I
I like
pushed
the
it
ones
against
that-
my forward seat.
Some of the headrests now that will come out and kind of do this.
Yes.
And they're real tough. I saw this thing where they were saying, not saying, but it was showing off like a device that you can buy that when those headrests do that, it's like a thing that straps around the front of your face, like a.
Yeah.
What are those called again? That people wear when they're sleeping to cover their eyes.
Yeah, the eye covers. I don't know what the technical term
That
for it
it
is.
kind of looks like that. That goes to the front of your face, and so that way, even if you try and fall forward.
What's the
you
name
can't.
of the Gracie sons? The younger, the grandchildren, the younger one that's always on commercials, or like on Insta reels all the time. They're the ones that are basically marketing the whole Gracie thing.
I know who you're talking about.
He's
Short, real short hair.
He's
he
short
does a
hair.
lot of-
He's
he
tall,
does-
skinny.
He's known for doing work with GSP.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He does a lot of work with GSP.
So he came out with this thing that you don't need those, right? It just goes over that little thingy,
yeah.
the headrest. You just pop it over, and then it just kind of gets your face, and you're good. Here, go down. What does it say, Kyle?
I'll find him now.
Yeah, go down. No, go back up. They're direct descendants from Gracie. Go back up more. That chart right there. Helio. Okay, so Helio goes down. Those are all the kids for Helio. It's under Helio.
Okay. What about him though?
No, go down. Go. It's the second row.
Henner.
Henner. Yes.
I think it's Henner Gracie. Yeah. Talking about this guy.
Yes.
And it's not Henner with an H, it's Henner with an
Yeah.
R.
So he
Yeah.
came out with this thing
He's-
specific for the planes, for the flights. Do Henner Gracie plane sleep device or whatever, like something like that.
Yeah, he does a lot of like Joe Rogan podcasts. He
Yeah.
trains with GSP a lot.
That right there, watch. Boom. That thing right there.
It's pretty cool.
And it's got like its own little pillow in the back that just kind of attaches to
I
it.
feel like I sweat too much for shit like that though. Like you're gonna take that off and it's just gonna be dripping.
That's a good call. Cause that's got to be polyester. It's not.
It's cold.
cotton.
It's cold in the planes a lot of the time.
Speak for yourself, man.
I feel like it
always
just depends
sweating.
on how tight it is. Like if it's for a loose fitting, it's
I
not gonna
always
feel
like
hot.
a menopausal woman in a fucking plane. Jesus.
Yeah,
I'm
on
always
planes.
sweating my ass off.
On planes I usually get cold. To be honest, Miggy, yeah, I usually get cold on planes.
And I crank up that AC like I'm at a hotel.
Yeah, thanks, Kevin. See, chat comes through quickly. Kevin right there dropping names.
Oh, Hannah.
Yeah, Henner.
Henna, not Henner.
You went from like sounding Brazilian to German.
Yeah.
Henna
For a minute, I thought you were the man with the mustache out
Henna
here. I'm about to,
Bro, the Brazilians speak with a h.
Nah, it's not the throaty though.
É muito gostosa.
That's a little sus the way you said that.
But it did
part.
sound pretty Brazilian.
Yeah.
Hang on, and this it did sound pretty close to that Brazilian Portuguese. No, but they don't have like the throaty. Ugh.
But it's not Henner.
No, I mean of course that's too white.
Henna,
you know.
Henna Gracie.
These still sound in German, bro.
He was about to fucking raise that one arm in front. Miggy, you can't do that.
No.
You're Hispanic, bro. You're different race.
He was confused.
Yeah. Confused. Oh shit. So how much does that thing cost? Look that up. I'm kind of curious right now.
$75.
$75, bro. What the fuck?
Sheesh.
Could be worse.
Oh wait, you can get 13 of them. Look at that.
You can get 13 of them?
Yeah.
Oh. Baker's does. Why would you? Okay.
The love bundle.
I guess
family
you just
pack.
give it to the
Baker's
like it's
dozen.
for companies, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
They
so
just
you
buy a
start
bunch of them.
giving them out.
Yeah. I mean, this kid has come up with a bunch of shit. This is not the only one. Like he's got a bunch of stuff.
Breakaway safety hooks, metal hooks.
Wake for food.
You know, I've
That's
heard this thing. I mean, we're all dudes, so it's not gonna be like relevant to us really, but that it's like really notorious for girls to be like, for example, like throwing off their hair clips when they get in the car, like taking them off before, because it's like a big thing where girls who work in hospitals have noticed that a lot of other girls will come in and like from accidents, they'll have
That thing you lodge in their neck or some shit.
literally no, in their head. Like, so what happens is during the car accident, the airbag will hit and they'll smash their head into the headrest and it'll shatter that shit and literally just like embed all the shards into their fucking head. Yeah. So like, it was like this clip basically of this girl. She's like, yeah, I got in the car with my friend and I noticed she like instantly went like this and like threw it in the back. And when I looked in the back, there was like 100 hair clips back there. And I asked her why she does that. And she explained on like, I work at a hospital and I've seen this a lot. Like I always take them off before getting in the car.
You know one thing that could apply.
So if she gets in an accident, all of them shits are just gonna jumble all over the fucking.
It's gonna be like a fucking ball pit.
You know what actually is another thing that kind of ticks me off because aesthetically, fucking like you're a pig if you do this shit. And number two is like if you get in an accident, you completely fucked. When people put their feet on a dashboard.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah, bro. Can you imagine what would happen if you got in an accident?
I mean, I've seen the videos. I know what it'll look
Bruh.
like. My legs are gone. Yeah.
Legs are gone.
They're in my face. Yeah.
You're gonna need a recovery or recuperation of
hey
the
man,
entire
I do jujitsu.
leg.
I do jujitsu. I got pretty good flexibility.
Yeah, not when it's how fast does the airbag
You're gonna
hit
look
you?
like a cheese pretzel.
What's the airbag?
Like over 200 miles an hour.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But look up how fast did the airbag implode. It's not implode.
It's
Implode is
explode,
in
yeah.
explode.
Inflating in less than
1/20th of a second, bro.
No, the speed at which an airbag deploys.
200 miles per hour. Fuck out of here, man. I
No,
don't
it's
give a
8
shit
to
how much
14 miles
jujitsu you
per
do.
hour.
8 to 14 miles per hour. If you have a crash at any of those speeds or faster, it will deploy.
Ah, it's when you have a crash at that speed and faster it'll deploy.
Yeah.
Got it. So it doesn't actually tell you how fast it hits your
It
face.
did. It's 200 miles per hour.
Where? Where did it say that?
When Miggy was looking up, hit on a search. Hit on
I
the search
haven't
bar.
ch- I
Right
haven't-
there.
I haven't-
See, it says airbag deploys at 200 miles
Do
per hour.
airbags? Yes, airbags can deploy at speeds up to 200 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the thing is, it's not only them deploying it at because it deploys so fast, it heats up, so it will actually burn you.
I've seen cases of like, you know, they say you shouldn't have your kids sit in the front seat just because like their faces are still so like fragile that the airbag can really still do a lot of damage.
Yeah.
I've seen it.
Yeah, bro. You don't
remember
want that.
As a kid, some other kid walked into class late, right? And this was like elementary school, real young. This wasn't even middle school. And he walked into class late, and I just remember looking at him and going, "Damn, someone fucked you up." Like looked like he got beat up real bad, and it was just the airbag.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
it was.
yeah, it's a
It
burn.
left cuts on the sides of his faces. He had like a black eye, nose was all bruised. I mean, he was fucked up,
Mhm.
and it's because he was way too young to be sitting in the front seat, and that airbag,
Well,
airbag
oh,
got his ass.
I want to segue a little bit. By the way, guys, the class has been fire, man. We've been getting like 20 plus people coming into the classes, and it's great for you two to go there because everyone is like a brand new white belt. Like this is the time for you to like
Miggy,
practice your chokes and shit.
Miggy,
Mm.
it's time.
Yeah, it's time, bro.
It's time.
It's time.
I mean,
It's time.
it's time.
I'm
I
just
I
saying,
already
man.
had my first taste.
And
Yeah, who you got? You got to choke out some trial belt already,
Didn't get to choke him, but it wasn't too bad to get him off of me.
bro, and then the
Miggy's
cool
like, finally, some motherfuckers not on me like glue.
and then the cool part is, right after that, Dorian has a kickboxing class.
Yeah, but the thing is that I want to go for a 6 o'clock class. I know it's the fundamentals or whatever, but I want to go for a 6 o'clock
6,
class.
7, 8.
8.
8 is Dorian's kickboxing class.
Oh, right. He does do some of them certain days on 8 now. At 8 now, right? So
Yes.
yeah, I guess I could go for the 7 o'clock jiu-jitsu and then do the 8 o'clock
Yeah.
Dorian, Mr. Sunshine.
Yeah, his
Oh,
classes are fun, bro. I've
yeah,
taken
and
2 of
we
them.
need to get him on the
They're a
pod.
hella workout. They're literally. I was sweating my balls off.
That's what he kept telling me. He goes, "I need you to come to my class so I can have all my old ladies out cardio you and start making fun of you. This
Yeah.
and that." He's
No, and he'll
Something else.
straight up make fun of you while you're there.
great.
Yeah,
I like martial arts teachers that are
So
like,
I was holding a pad.
mean.
I was holding a pad, and then he goes, "Hold it up high, but before you do that, stand up." Oh, and then he goes, and then
His jokes are something else, man. He doesn't like change his tone of voice whatsoever.
no,
He'll just spit out like the most outrageous shit with this like the same voice
Yeah.
he just told you like someone just passed in. Like, you know what I mean? Like he has like the same monotone kind of tone, and it never changes, and he'll just make the craziest jokes in that same exact tone of voice. It's fucking hilarious.
and then I was doing one. I think it was kicking or punching or something like that. He goes, "Go ahead, stand up," like on your balls of the feet. And he's like, "That's not a joke. I mean it. Stand up on both of your feet." Yeah,
It's something
bro,
else.
he's good, and he can see everything, man. Like he sees everyone. He'd be like, "All right, you dropping your hands, 5 push-ups, go." You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
like, you're not twisting your hand enough when you punch.
I'd love to go into some of the stuff like stories and shit like that, but I'd rather just bring him on and
Yeah.
him tell them because I'm not gonna remember everything.
Yeah. Dude, like his class is badass. I really like it. Adam's classes are badass. His class is badass. Like we got badass coaches there, man. It's just like I've done kickboxing classes here and there once or twice. I've done jujitsu classes with different.
I've witnessed
Yeah,
multiple of Dorian's classes at this point, and I can tell. He's
yeah.
a phenomenal
And Adam's
teacher.
classes are pretty funny. He'll throw out corny jokes. He'll be like, "Let's guys do BJJ. If you get rid of one of the J's, it's completely a different thing." You know what I mean? So you'll say some corny things and stuff.
I like when he will do some complicated shit and be like, "Sorry guys, jujitsu's easy. Don't worry."
Yeah, And then it'll be like, "All right, what are the 4 main positions?"
I thought it was funny when we were in that class and he said that jujitsu's easy, and I only heard like me and like 2 other people laugh, and I was like, "Oh, so those are the people that actually do jujitsu."
Yeah,
Like, because
yeah.
everyone else like, "Oh, he's trying. He's being serious." Like,
Yeah,
no, he ain't.
yeah.
No, he ain't,
It
motherfucker.
was so funny because it was a gi day, and one of the kids was trying to roll, but the guy had a gi. He didn't have a gi, so I took my gi off. I handed it to him. The motherfucker puts the gi on and puts my purple belt on too. And then Adam goes, "Oh shit, that's the fastest purple belt I've ever seen." Oh shit,
Nah, I
it was
mean,
good.
Yeah, you gotta have a gi, man. You come in the gi class.
Yeah, you gotta have a
have a
gi.
gi. It really does become something where it's like, dude, I get you wanted to participate, but like, if we're gonna drill now together, I don't get to drill the move that the teacher's showing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
I have to,
those
like,
gis,
go
bro,
and come up with something.
I thought those gis are shit. Those gis are pretty fucking good. I actually got to touch them and feel them. They're pretty good. Like
Yeah.
for the price that you're paying, they're pretty good gis, man. I'm actually thinking of buying one so I can have the logo one. But I rather have the logos on my gis because I have those nice short rolls and
I want to show off my panda. Fuck you mean?
yeah
I got nice gis that I want to.
yeah
I'm
just
gonna
put a
wear and show
patch
off.
on it maybe. You know what I mean? Like I told Ozzy already, let's get patches and. But I'm still not gonna reveal it because it's on a final stretch of things. But guys, stay tuned. There's some things coming out once the contract is signed. There already came to a agreement just is about to sign the contract now.
Let me guess, has something to do with a teacher at the new location.
Yes,
Yeah.
it has something to
I-
do with a
I-
teacher at the new
I think
location.
I think I heard about this. It's just if
Yeah,
it's true.
I'm not gonna jinx it, not say words and drop names and dox people, but it's happening, man. Like, stay tuned. It's gonna be like one of the biggest and best programs anywhere in this area.
So I got a new monitor for my setup.
Yeah,
That's just beautiful.
yeah.
Beautiful. It's a OLED. It's
You
so
should have seen
nice.
me how beautifully I was sweeping white belts today.
Sounds fun. But
Yeah.
I was tired. I was real tired.
I can tell because your eyes didn't wake up.
Hey, like I said, bro, everyone's got to do some dickhead shit every once in a while, all right? That was my moment, okay?
No, the classes are going really well. Everybody's doing pretty good. Crazy Brian is back, so that's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Dean Lister is gonna be here. Probably hang out with him on Friday and whatnot. So that's gonna be another legit day. Saturday we'll be at the gym watching the fights and everything. So I would highly suggest coming on Saturday, at least for the 3 o'clock, boys, both of you.
When?
For the Dean Lister seminar.
What
So
time?
doing that at 3 o'clock on
3
Saturday?
p.m. on Saturday.
I'm not going to that, bro.
Why?
So I'm going to be watching UFC.
UFC's gonna be playing.
Yeah, but how am I going to be rolling and watching it the same? You think
No,
at
that's gonna be
it's-
just the prelims. By the time
prelims? No.
prelims are at 3.
No.
Pull it up.
No.
Pull it up.
No.
I promise you. Prelims are at 3.
Main card starts at 2 p.m., homie. It's in Abu Dhabi, bro.
Yeah, but what
Yeah.
time is it? Look up the time.
3:08. Yeah. 2 p.m., homie. And Google matches your time zone. It knows. 2 p.m.
What is it?
2 p.m. It says it right there. October 26th, Saturday, 2 p.m. Main card. Prelims start at fucking noon or 11 a.m. I'm watching that fight, bro. You think I'm gonna? I'm sorry, Dean Lister, but I'm not missing Tapuria Holloway and
Yeah.
Hamzat Whitaker. I'm not missing that, dog. I'm not missing that.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna really miss those. I don't think you are.
You might miss like around 3:30 because how many fights are there? There's 5 in the main card. If it starts at 2 p.m., you'll be seeing look 10 a.m. the prelims, bro. But yeah, if the main card starts at 2, right, and there's like 5 fights. Oh, Abus is fighting. Who else we got? Some good. Oh, Chris Barnett. That dude's hilarious. I won't be up for the 10 a.m. probably, but I'm watching that main card, brother.
Yeah, but anyway, let's go back to Dorian. You know how I'm a little bit dyslexic? Even with my dyslexia, that motherfucker told me how to do combinations like that.
Yeah, shit.
And he's like, "You're short, Jay. Don't worry about dropping your elbows too much. You'll be able to protect your body." I was like, "All right, cool. I'm
Yeah.
good with that."
Have
But,
you ever done like sparring and stuff like that?
very light sparring. I've done a couple of times, but not enough to say that I've done kickboxing in
Yeah.
any way, shape, or form. I know it's just like very, 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 very basic stuff.
I think sparring is so. I think it's something that, believe it or not, even for someone like, let's say you just want to learn, right? Maybe not so much if you're like, I'm too scared of it, this and that. Okay, I understand. But like, if you really want to be able to use this one day, to like, if you feel like you want to defend yourself, I feel like knowing how to like take a punch
Yeah,
is just
for
as
sure.
important, if not more important, than knowing how to throw one.
Yeah. Well, that was his thing when he was talking about it today. He goes, like, because he was actually explaining the proper positioning of the bones when you're deflecting kicks and punches and whatnot, whether it's with your arm or with your legs. And he was saying that, like, when you're young, what they do instead, like, people talk about conditioning your bones, making them bigger, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Because the way they do it in Thailand, they just schedule you 3 days fight, 3 days fight when you're younger. So your body gets conditioned that way. And when you get older, now you can just spread them out because now your bones and your body's kind of ready to take that punishment, right?
Yeah, I mean,
What are these, Miggy? What did you just pull up? Tickle
The
me pink.
strangest Seiko dive watches in years.
Oh, strangers. Why would these be strange?
the case shape is throwing me off a little bit here.
The what
You
shape?
see the fucking bezel? Why is it shaped like that?
What?
It's not circular completely. It's got like weird edges and curves to it. You see what I'm talking about, Mickey? Like on the on the edges. Like it's
I think the
not
bezel is round. I think it's just the bottom part that's throwing you off.
No, look at the top left of the bezel, bro. That shit. Yeah, see
Uh-huh.
that bezel is not round.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I don't know, man. I like
the dial's fucking sick. It looks like the
I
Aqua,
like these type of
it reminds
watches.
me of the
How thick are these?
Seamaster Aquaterra dials that have like
Yeah.
those waves.
How thick are these?
Thick boys probably.
$1,200. Fuck out of here.
Euro.
It's more probably $1,400. Not for a fucking Seiko. Sorry, bro. Y'all fucking done lost it, boys.
It probably uses like one of the higher end movements, like the same movement as like a 62
6R.
Mass.
It's gonna be a 6R movement. They're not using any higher end. 41.3, so it's not a fully 42. 12.8. That's still pretty thick.
It's not too bad.
It's not too bad, no.
I feel like when you get a utility watch and it's under 13 mil, you've won.
Yes.
Yeah, I think that if it's under 13 mil, you've won. Like, really, like even like my Seiko, the field watch is still like pretty thick for my liking. But I mean, what can you do about it? You know
Nothing.
what I mean?
Joe Rogan's gonna be interviewing Trump.
He's interviewing both.
That.
He's
No,
interviewing
I've
both.
heard that both of them want an interview, but I
Correct.
don't know if they are getting both an interview.
Well,
Because I know for a long time he said he don't want him on. Like he's like, I'm not doing it. I don't want.
oh,
Trump
so
on.
guys,
And I remember
when are you going to vote? Because the
was-
voting is open right now. You better
Yeah.
get that shit done now because
I was told I didn't have to go to class that day. I was so happy when I heard that. She said, I don't care if you got to skip class to go vote. Voting is important. Go vote. I said less.
yeah. But what I did today, I actually went in and pulled up every single one of the new proposed things that they have to change or not, and did a
Did you
chat GPT that shit, explain it to me in a human language.
Yeah.
And a lot of the changes are surprisingly not a bad thing. There are a couple of changes where they want to pass laws with instead of 8% people voting with only 5% people voting. I was like, fuck that. No, keep the old one. I want more people voting because now that's more of a democracy. You know what I mean? Because more people vote. Like, because I immediately thought, who goes to those votes? Fucking old people, right? So hopefully that 8% will add some younger people in the mix where now they can, you know. And then there was one for weed. They're trying to legalize weed through through Florida. I'll fucking yes on that. You know, why not? Yeah, bro, somebody want to smoke weed, go smoke weed. Why go to jail for fucking little dime bag of weed? You know what I mean? Make no damn sense.
Yeah.
I don't partake, but I don't mind you doing it. It's your thing. You know what I'm saying? And then there was another one where like they want to keep fishing as a part of Florida Constitution where you're allowed to fish. It's part of Florida Constitution. I don't know if you're gonna need like licenses or anything, or they're just gonna.
I mean, you
try to
already
embed that.
need technically a license to fish anywhere, even if you're just like fishing in a.
No. This is what they're trying to do. They want to put that as part of the Florida Constitution, meaning it's your right to fish. See what I mean? So that's kind of cool. Like I'm down for that. You know what I mean? Fishing is a pretty good recreational.
I'm down for it. I'm a fisherman, but then I also like that just makes me think of like, you know how things like driving are a privilege, not a right. I kind of feel like that would fall in the same category, no?
No, fishing is a pastime activity. Driving is something that's very dangerous. Like you can actually kill people and things like that. That's why you have to be responsible, not get drunk and stuff.
If you would have heard the story of one of my bosses the other day, this motherfucker got a hook in his face on a shoot.
Well, hook in a face on a shoot, yeah, that's just being careless. You know what I mean?
So he was doing like a drone video and of a boat that was like far away, but he was on a separate boat, and the guy that was captaining that boat was casting. And he said that at one time he kind of he thought he had a trout on, and he whipped it real hard, and that bait came out of the lure came out of the water, and he said it flung right by his face. And the guy, out of like reaction, like trying not to hit him, flung it again. And so it was on the second time that it passed his face that it fucking hooked him in his lip down here, and then hooked a treble hook, two of the hooks in the treble in his eye, like full, like he full hook set that motherfucker. Like,
how did they get that shit out?
He had to go to the hospital.
God damn.
He had to go to the hospital. He said it was like a 30-minute ride to the boat ramp, then 30-minute ride to the fucking hospital.
With that thing hanging over his fucking face?
Literally just that shit stretched across his face.
God damn.
Yeah. Or I think the captain's dad unhook the lip ones because he's saying that the ones that got caught on his lip didn't get the barb, right? So he
Yeah.
was just able to get those
Yeah.
out. But the ones that were in here, those hooks were all the way, and I saw the picture. I mean, all the way in.
God damn.
Like, you know how the treble hook has like the
Yeah.
2 hooks on one side and the other, right? These 2 were like full embedded into his face, right?
Dang.
He was saying like, bro, I was just so scared to lose my eye, like, because it was that close, right? And so he was saying like, even when they went to go take it out and they were using pliers and shit, like he was mad scared because they're like torquing these pliers like right next to his eye, you know. He said he was just mad scared to lose. I've only been hooked once, and it was with a barbless hook, so I was like fucking saved.
And there was another one. Like, sorry, I'm going back to the elections and proposed things for the cities.
Yeah.
One of the proposed things for the cities was this land for the city to sell the land for X amount of money to private developers to develop whatever they want to develop there. And whether, yes, you agree with that, no, you don't agree with that. And I was thinking, man, I was like, man, this is clearly like on people taking money under the table because this is, they're trying to develop something, right? Like, I get it. This is like kind of fucked up. But at the same time, if you're developing like more new people that are going to live there, people are going to go there, right? I was like, gym is very close to that location. That's actually pretty good for the gym. So,
Yeah.
yes.
Which one, Pinellas or Largo?
It was Largo. For Pinellas, they didn't have any proposed anything.
So I know when I asked you a few months ago, I said, Jay, who are you voting for? And you said you didn't know. You said you knew that you were going to vote.
Yeah.
But you decided you didn't know. Have you made your decision yet? On
Yeah,
who you will be voting?
I'm really thinking putting in Adam Mason for the president. I really
You sure you didn't? You sure not Coach Sunshine?
Coach. Oh man, that's a tough choice.
Imagine,
I'm gonna have to have him battle it out.
Imagine Dorian doing press.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna have him battle them out. They have to do a breakdance battle. Who I'm voting for?
That's hard. That's gonna be a hard decision, I think.
Yeah,
I'm really. I think Adam's jiu-jitsu skills are gonna help.
So this is what I've been doing. I've been going through candidates, and I've been picking everybody that's a Libertarian Party for all the other stuff, right? And whoever is not a Libertarian Party, I'm just kind of looking them up to see what they're proposing. If they're too radical on one side or the other side, fuck that person. I'm picking the next one. And then they have like the judges and shit.
You're using the elimination process?
Yeah, bro, elimination process. And then they have the judges, and they're like, "Oh, would you like to keep this judge?" I'm like, "Fuck no, just replace those motherfuckers. Enough is enough, Like, replace that bitch. Get somebody new in there."
Isn't judges one of those things where you can do for life, basically?
Yeah, that's why I'm like, get rid of those motherfuckers. Get some new blood in this bitch. You know what I mean? Like, just being a complete dick to all these people.
I always wondered in industries like that, like law, health, food, that are constantly evolving, right? How like prudent is the system on making sure that everyone involved in this society that has to do with whatever it is, right, is making sure to stay up to date. I can imagine in things like law, it's very important, right? Because you always want to use things to your advantage, right? But and then things like health, very important, right? You want to make sure people are getting the best treatment possible. But then, for example, we have a doctor in the family, right? And it's also an older gentleman, right? At this point, and you think like, damn, how often does this guy keep up with whatever's new and upcoming, right? Yeah. Come to figure out, it ain't very much sometimes at all.
No,
right?
Yeah, correct.
They learn what they learned, and they think that's what works, and move on.
Yeah,
and they never think to update.
It's like they're not trying to reinvent the bicycle, but somebody done already reinvented a better bicycle. And
they're
whole
riding
thing
motorcycles now, bro. Like,
yeah, the whole thing about that is, let's talk about healthcare is peptides. A lot of the doctors don't know shit about peptides, but peptides been like the thing now,
prominent for like 5-6 years. So
and they've been the thing. Like, just you can't.
You know where I see it a lot, but I feel like it doesn't make any fucking sense? School.
Yeah.
Teaching.
School.
There's constantly these teachers going to training and finding new ways to do this, but then you walk into a classroom and it's the same shit 100 years ago.
Yeah, it's because it's not competitive. It's not a competitive environment.
There you go.
So if you do start, in my opinion, if you do start paying better teachers, you're going to bring in more talent. You bring in more talent, but what's going to happen in reverse, a lot of kids going to start failing because half of the kids are fucking stupid. Yeah. It's getting harder. But that's what you need to get them smarter, right? And I think what they're proposing now with the Trump's proposal is, I think that could be actually a good thing. It could be a very bad thing because he wants to take that off of federal and give it to the states, meaning each state. Now, each state where it can be good is each state could be very competitive, by hiring top talent and managing their own districts and schools,
They ain't gonna do
right? That's the thing. Whether they're gonna do it or
that.
not,
They ain't
you
gonna
don't
do
know.
that. They ain't gonna do that.
Now, but federal, we also know is fucking failing.
Failed for a
Federal is
long time.
fucking failing big time. So there needs to be a change.
I remember when growing up in like elementary and high school, where there's a lot of kind of arts and crafts bullshit that you do in class still, and the teacher telling us, you know how much they give us per head in this classroom for you guys and all your materials. It was like a $2.80, and
Yeah.
I was like, bitch, ain't no way this box of crayons you just gave me, like, and this and that you just gave me don't cost more than that. Bro, a lot of these teachers are taking money out of their own
pocket, yeah.
pockets to provide supplies for their
And
students.
that's what I'm saying, where the competitive part comes in. Like, okay, the school gets more funding because they're doing better, so they get more funding. Now the other school, you want the funding, get your shit up to the level.
That's exactly why principals are like happy about high test scores, because it gets them more funding. 'cause you're
Exactly. And
performing
now
better.
when you go in to get these donations, these donors in, like, you're gonna be like, yeah, my school is doing really good. I need your donations because I can say you donated.
Yeah, look how much better I can do.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And another thing was,
Which kind of sucks that schools are looked at like businesses like that. Like, oh yeah, I want to invest my money into the business that's doing really, really well. Let's make sure that one goes really well. Versus it should kind of be backwards. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, you guys doing well. Keep doing your thing. Let's go help the ones that are doing dog shit. Like,
but that's the problem, because it's kind of like becomes like negative reinforcement, right? We're doing dog shit. We're still gonna get the funding, so there's no incentive for me to fucking
and
do better.
all these schools, every year they get a grading. And
Yeah.
it's mostly dependent on the students' test scores.
Oh, another thing was, man, another one of the rules was that to allow private funding for these candidates. I voted no on that shit. Fuck that. No funding on you, motherfucker. Work off your own dime. You know what I mean? Like, work off your own dime.
Yeah, for the
Enough of this
campaigns and
private,
stuff.
yeah, like enough of this fucking influencing this and that. Fuck that. Where this is already like very corrupt. Why would you want to corrupt it even more by allowing private funding? You know what I mean? At least now your punk ass can get caught for doing corrupt shit and taking money on the side. You know what I mean? You put that law in place, you're fucked. Not it's private. It's the law. It's private funding. We can do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the APACs and all that stuff. Nah, man. The sector of the U.S. that innovate the fastest are the ones that get the biggest check. Yeah, that's why the military update is super quick. Yeah,
That's a very good example.
yeah. So there you go. So if you segregate the schools and they're doing better, they're gonna do better. Point blank.
I don't know. I mean,
Instead of everybody getting their fucking check.
This is like a real famous video. Man, this guy was viral back in the day. It was this black guy that used to create songs and like rapping around like social issues, right? And he created one about schools and how like he was basically saying like, look at a car 100 years ago, look at a car now, look at a building 100 years ago, look at a building now, and then he's like, look at the classroom 100 years ago, look at a classroom now.
Yeah.
What has changed?
Nothing.
Nothing. And then he goes into all the issues with schooling and all this stuff that is basically faulted to the system.
Well, here's the thing with the school, right? Like with each year, they have to prep you for the next year that's coming up for ramping up. And then once you reach the 12th grade, they prep you for college. Like most of these kids get out of the college and they still have to take like basic classes that they're not college level. Like, for example, math. You go to college, you're not taking college algebra anymore. You're taking something to catch up to college algebra. That shit should be done already, or do not accept these kids.
I mean,
not everybody needs to go to school.
Every college class that is, let's say, a little later in the process, right, expects you to like still utilize the skills from the previous class.
That's what I'm saying.
Like when you go into calculus, like they're not gonna teach you basic algebra, bro.
And
like,
here's another thing.
You need to know that shit.
Yes, and here's another thing, man.
I ran into that situation with my entrepreneurial class just now, which they were like, yeah, all the stuff from ENT 1000, we did your business plan, like you need to implement this now, and like it's expected for you to know it.
Yeah, but see, Alex says the military is the biggest social thing we have in the U.S. It's all tax funded. Yes, the reason it's like that because we're the world police. We need to have the military in order to keep the fucking world peace. The reason the Ukrainians can still withstand against Russia is because of our military money that goes there. It's because of the military complex.
I think
the reason Israel is able to fucking thwart and literally like mop the floor with Palestinian Hezbollah people is because of the military money. So if you want to keep the peace, you have to have the military going. The minute our military stops going, we're no longer the world police and no longer the #1 country. So I don't know what to say. Like, you got to pick your battles, because the education is not going to help us be the #1 country. Sorry, it's just not. Smart people are. I mean,
I don't know about
have
that, Jay.
smart people. Have
I don't
smart
know.
people. If somebody's attacking you, you don't have the AKs to shoot back. What are you gonna do? Throw rocks?
Might have the chemical bomb.
All I'm gonna say.
No,
I mean, I'm just.
you need the
I think
money
that
for it.
I think education is a big factor.
It is
on
a
us
big
being
factor.
the #1 country.
That's what I'm saying. Separate that shit. Give each one of them their own thing. If you're failing, hey, this is on you. Maybe you shouldn't be the the head of the school anymore. Maybe somebody else needs to step in. You know what I mean?
All I'm saying is China has very big weapons, and we cannot
Put the
go
camera on you when you're doing
against
He
them.
doesn't have a camera.
that. He even did the fingers, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. The system we have is not fucking working. Let's try something new. So now here's
It's
what
easier
another
said
bad
than
thing is
done,
gonna
though.
come in. You know, some of those like Bible Belt states,
Mhm.
they're gonna fail this shit. They're gonna fail this with a big capital F, because they're combining too much of the fucking religion in the teaching kids, or like there's just too much of that.
I feel like that's still like in, our government in general is just a lot of influence there.
You have to. For 60% of your society is religious, you have to. You can't separate that, because 60% of people, oh, he doesn't believe in God, I'm not voting for him.
See, but that's my thing, Jay. Is you might say, and it might be true that 60% of people are religious, but I feel that a large percentage of of that 60 still understand why it is right to have government and
I get that.
religious separate.
I get that, but that's where the democracy steps in. Majority always wins. It's not about if you want the minority to win, you need to have a dictatorship. For example, LGBTQ dictatorship. You understand? So if the majority accepts LGBTQ, then it should be accepted. When majority doesn't accept LGBTQ, like in, I don't know, in somewhere in one of those African countries, right? Because it was some president, I don't know if it's true or not. I guess there were two gay dudes. He put them both in prison and said, the minute one of you gets pregnant, I'll release you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the country you live in. You know what I mean?
fucked.
That is
having
fucked.
somebody run
But-
through a minefield.
Huh?
It's like having somebody run through a minefield.
Yeah, so the bottom line is it's all about the democracy.
Except you have a higher chance of surviving with the minefield.
Yeah. But that's what I'm trying to say. That's where democracy steps in, right? Like the majority wins. I'm sorry, that's the point of democracy. Majority wins. The reason I'm paying high taxes is because of the fucking democracy. You know, it's
The
just
price
the way
of
it is.
democracy.
Yeah, the price of democracy. I love the word and I hate it at the same time. You know. So it is what it is. you
Sound
know?
like that song.
Trump's thinking about taking away income tax. What do you guys think about that? I don't think that's a great idea.
Income tax. Yeah,
Federal income
good
tax.
luck. Good luck, brother.
Yeah, it's
know.
another build a wall statement right
Yeah.
there.
Which
Build a
one? Which
wall.
one? Oh, which one?
Eliminating
build a
federal
wall.
income tax.
Yeah, that's dumb. It just wouldn't
He
happen.
said, yeah.
Oh.
Shit, yeah, he just said saying some dumb shit.
Yeah, and then there were another changes that they were proposing. They were fucking sneaky about this shit. They put in one or two good things, also one or two bad things. So you're like, oh shit, I want the good things. Ah shit, I don't want the bad things. So how do I vote on this? You know what I mean? Because it's like you vote yes, you lose. You vote no, you lose. So
Did-
like you kind of have to pick the like.
Did we talk about was his saying that his health scandal last year was actually Diddy poisoning him or whatever? Did you guys hear about that?
What?
Repeat that.
Remember, who was it that had like a health scandal last year? Jamie Foxx or Denzel, one of those guys.
Denzel did no.
I think it was Jamie.
Well, Baba.
Are you talking about the white guy, Bruce?
Baba-
No,
what's his
no,
name?
no. It's either Jamie Foxx or Denzel Washington. They had like a real bad health scare like last year or 2 years ago.
Denzel.
And they were-
It's Jamie Foxx.
I don't know. I
Jamie
heard
Foxx.
there's two separate people.
Jamie Foxx. What do you mean this is separate? Jamie Foxx was the guy that damn near died.
Okay, so that's it. That's the
yeah.
one. Yeah. So I heard something about they were saying that someone told me that he apparently came out and said that was Diddy that tried to poison him.
Oh shit.
I
What-
might be wrong about this.
What?
Look it up. Did Diddy poison Jamie Foxx?
Bubba Cody Jr. or something like that. There's another
Mm-hmm.
actor.
Bubba Cooting Jr. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a whole conspiracy about that. How he was somehow Diddy pretty much like tanked his career.
Oh, really?
That's the whole conspiracy behind it, because he kind of disappeared right off the face of the earth, and then he got like hit with the grape allegations and things like that. And they're saying that it's all organized
Jamie
by
Foxx
Diddy.
addresses whether Sean Diddy Combs was responsible for his 2023 hospitalization during live shows. Eyewitnesses. Okay, so what did he say, Mickey?
He didn't even say
Show
shit.
claimed Fox stated during taping that Diddy was responsible for what happened to him, and Fox is the one who called the FBI on Combs. However, it is unclear whether the alleged comments will be included in the final cut of the special.
Yeah, that's another thing. Another conspiracy is that Diddy has a clone now. The clone is actually in prison, not the actual Diddy.
I heard that a while ago. I heard that
Yeah,
like a few
they
weeks
were
ago.
saying that he doesn't have a birthmark on one face. I don't know how true.
To me,
this
it just
is.
sounds like the same conspiracies that say that the Eminem we have now is not the same Eminem that he died. You know, you've heard that. You've heard that theory.
Eminem we have now, he's clean of drugs. Yeah, of course he's not
That's
the
what-
same Eminem.
That's what they were saying that
I
like
mean,
the OG Eminem
it does
died
wonders
of,
to you
of
when you
a
get clean of
overdose
drugs.
and all that stuff. Yeah, it does wonders. Huh?
Yeah, it does fucking wonders. You know, you clean up, you become normal, you wear hats. You know what I'm saying? um, I think it's like close to like Tupac shit. How Tupac lives somewhere like we don't know about. He didn't really die.
Like when they
Like in
came out
some
and did
resort.
that hologram performance of him, and everyone thought he was alive again and shit. That shit's funny.
Yeah,
And, they
and
say
then
he's living
there was a thing.
somewhere.
Oh, he's wearing the newest Jordans. Like it's impossible.
Yeah, that couldn't have been a fake hologram. Yeah.
Well, no,
Oh, man.
not even the hologram. Before that, before the hologram, a couple of years back, like maybe 10 years back, they were talking about how one of the pictures he has these new Jordans on that never been released.
Boy got the customs.
Yeah, I don't know, but I know Kevin makes some custom shoes for you guys if you want those.
Aren't you getting some?
Yeah,
for
he's got
Cologne?
my shoes right now.
Oh yeah.
He's gonna. Yeah, he says I have some ideas. He's gonna put some together.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. When are you going to Colombia, Jay?
8th through 8th. It's like 2 weeks.
In like 2 weeks.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
only there over the weekend.
Yeah, this time, yeah. Yeah, this time I'll do a weekend only. But I think might be another trip coming up very soon.
Really?
I heard through the grapevine, Lil Birdie told me that one of our friends might be getting engaged pretty soon. I saw them looking at rings.
Okay.
So we got another trip brewing, my boys.
All right. Let's see this. I mean, I can't imagine who it is. I mean, I feel like I can,
You can.
but I don't.
You
I don't
can.
think I'm right.
You can. He talks hella shit. I'm not gonna dox him.
All right. Let's see. I guess you'll tell me afterwards. Shit. All right. Maybe we got a little trip coming up here.
Yeah,
boys.
we got a little trip coming up pretty soon.
Do you
Should be
think
fun.
that if you were to when you were to get married, when you get married, Jay, one day, hopefully, would you do a destination wedding? Would you do it local? What do you think? What you would like to do?
I probably. So here's the thing. I've been like tossing turning with this idea. I probably would not want to do a wedding. Just the sheer thing of that, just the expense related to that. To me, that's like a very unnecessary expense, right? I mean, I don't care how much money you make, it's still a very unnecessary expense. But on the flip side is the party and hanging out with the friends, right? It's a big party where everybody kind of like feels obligated to show up, right? And you get the group, like kind of like my brother's wedding, 115 people showed up and everybody was having a blast and fun and dancing and doing their thing, memories out the wazoo. So it's like a catch 22, right? Whether do I do one, and if I do one, it's probably gonna be a destination one because I want people to experience a different area. You know what I mean?
I think one of the main reasons. I mean, I think this is kind of fucked up, but I'm gonna be real with y'all. One of the main reasons I'd probably do a destination wedding is like limit the amount of people going. I'm not a fan of like.
That's another
so many
thing.
people
Yeah,
and-
a lot of people. I was actually even thinking if I were to do something, like it's the wedding, they're not gonna see me or anything, and then when they're all like sitting down, TV comes on, and like, guys, we did this for you. We're actually on our trip to somewhere else. Have fun, drink, eat.
That's so fucked.
Yeah, like pull a Irish one, not even show up. You
like
know?
me and my dad have talked about like how we think that like when I go to get married, That's gonna be some nice arguments between me and my mom probably, because she's gonna want me to invite. You gotta invite aunt this and a cousin this and cousin that, and I'm gonna be like, yo,
Destination wedding, bro.
bingo, bingo.
It's just the way it is, man.
I don't know. I have. I feel like that's one of the worst things about me is I don't have enough shame. So like I wouldn't feel shame like not.
But it's not
inviting
that, bro.
certain
It's
people.
not that. Like you got to think of it this way. You're pretty young. What kind of money investment are you talking about when you have 300 people?
Forget about that. It's really just like I don't enjoy it. You know what I mean? Like it's not my thing. I was just talking to this with Emily about we were talking about it at work. I was like, yo, if it's up to me, we'd probably have like 20, 25 people there. Like
Well, who are you gonna do 2025? Corito Sano just gets together here is 25 plus, and those are the people that come here.
I know, Jay.
You know what I mean? Like, how do you eliminate that? Like, I get it. I know exactly what you
Trust
mean.
me. I know how.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I think that
Yeah, like the
that's just
party, bowl out
me.
party afterwards. That's where it's at. You know, like the whole ceremony, all that is good and dandy. You
I
know,
hate
it's all
that
fun
shit.
and games. It's boring as shit, though. It's boring as fuck. It's the after party. That's when everybody's drinking. It's all boring until the minute when the music actually starts blasting, and not the music that the little violin guy plays, but the DJ. That's when it becomes fun. When
Yeah.
everybody done had already 2 or 3 drinks in them, everybody kind of
I
loses.
feel like that me and my wife agreed small cheap ass wedding and the ball out of the
the bowl out party after.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's what basically Arthur's wedding was really, because we just kind of combined everything in one, and the party was the bowl out at the end. Like that was the bowl out party, right? Like
Yeah, but I don't think that's the same thing he was
their
saying.
their official wedding was very small in their home.
Yeah, but that was like their official wedding. They still had a fat ass ceremony and everything in DR.
Well,
so
yeah,
that's
that's
not the same thing. That's not the same thing.
yeah.
We went to a whole nother country, Jay. That's not a small wedding anymore. With 115
And did we have
people,
fun, bro? That was like a fucking it was like a damn near week and a half.
We were there for almost 2 weeks, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Some people stayed there almost a month.
I had a fucking blast.
Yeah, every day
I had
was
a lot of
something,
fun.
man.
I had a lot of fun. But personally, like I don't. I feel like I would enjoy it a lot more with the in this case for me, not more the more the merrier is not
No,
the ideology I have.
because the thing is, you do it here, you got 300 fucking people. That's 300 mouths, 300 drinks. Like that's
Yeah,
that's a
fuck
lot
that.
of money, and you're pretty young. Like, where are you gonna get the money for that?
I'm not really thinking about that, right? I wouldn't get married until I'm ready to spend that money, right? But
But yeah, but you when are you ready to spend that kind of money? Like never. Like unless you have these,
I ain't thinking about getting married right now. So I ain't
unless you
thinking
have
about
the
that.
fucking lottery numbers and you're thinking to win it within the next 5 years. Like wedding, like everything gone up in price 400%. Like I bet you same wedding in the same location right now is double the price.
Yeah, back then in 1970, you could marry an Arabic woman with 13 goats. Now it's a little bit more expensive.
Now it's inflated. Now it's 13 cows. Goats no longer count.
You gotta get the beef.
And 4 camels that follow.
They're not vegan anymore.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like weddings is a big thing, and then like just the amount of money that's involved in a wedding, that to me that's just like that could be like, okay, so you get married, let's say you're still gonna live with a wife, let's say another 30 years. That money would literally like 10x itself.
The one that actually I would probably say the most, like, I'm like, I don't know if I want to spend all that money, is like if I had a daughter for a quinceañera.
That's another thing, bro.
That to me, that's the one where I'm like, shit, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I do know this. My girlfriend was more excited as a kid growing up for her quinceañera than she was for like her wedding kind of thing. So I know that Emily's not gonna let it slide, like me saying, "Yeah, no, we're not doing quinceañera." She's like, "Fuck you, my daughter's getting a quinceañera." You
Yeah,
know
but
what I
see,
mean?
that's another thing for a quinceañera. Like, I don't get that. I really don't. Like, why spend all this money for what?
Tradition.
Yeah,
It is
I get it.
tradition.
I
Yeah,
get it.
it
I
is
get it.
tradition. At the end of the day, it's tradition. That's really the main reason you're doing
Yeah,
it.
but like traditions can be done with a lot less money.
Yeah, if you got connections.
Not necessarily connection. You could just do a smaller thing.
I don't know about that, Jay. I mean, I feel like the tradition at this point is to go and have that big ass party. You know what I mean? Like, shit. Even in Cuba, these motherfuckers rented a location for the quinceañera and
Yeah.
did all this big ass party and
What else
everything.
in Cuba? How many? What did they do? $3
Bro,
total?
they went out and
yeah.
they spent money for that shit.
Yeah.
They spent a good amount of money, and I mean, the way it works is in Cuba is like everyone helps. Like literally every single
Yeah,
relative
yeah,
will help with something. Like uncle will buy the dress, auntie
yeah.
worries about the cake, cousin worries about this. Which it's not like that one family spent all that money, but as a whole family, they did spend all that
You know
fucking
who's
money.
got the
Like
you know who's got the right idea for that is like Muslim countries have the right idea, Serbs and stuff like that. When you go to their wedding, you don't bring them presents, you just give him money. Like it's like basically mandatory. You got to give him money. And most of the time they'll recoup the whole thing and then some. Which to me that makes sense. You know what I mean?
yeah, if you guys are coming to my wedding,
You come into a wedding, like at least pay for your meal. You know what I'm saying? At least pay for your meal,
yeah,
you know.
and that's like minimum nowadays $100 for the plate. Like each person when they start doing the
I don't
head
know. I
count,
haven't
it's
like
like minimum like $100.
I know my brother's was in a different country was damn near almost $100.
Yeah.
So,
I think like over
but
here
that
you're
was a
looking at
spread.
one,
So,
one, and they got a deal and everything
well,
over
the
there.
thing is also, why would you do a wedding in the United States? Let's just
Yeah,
logically think about this.
I think that's a big thing that
Forget the money.
I think
Forget
that's
the money.
a big thing that most people American natives don't think that way because they just don't understand how much cheaper it is in other countries to get stuff done, right? They always think about like, oh man, that flight's gonna be so expensive, and doing this and finding somewhere to stay, bro. At the end of the day, my sister, if she would have took the money that she spent in DR, she would have had a wedding half the size
Well, not even
here
half
in
the
the
size.
United
Just
States.
like forget the money. Forget the money. Number one, food. It's probably gonna be shit. Number one, food is probably gonna be shit. Drinks are probably gonna be some cheap bullshit drinks, right? Number two. Number three, please find me a place that's going to be stay open past 11. 11 o'clock, that's when we kind of start drinking.
Yeah, the party just started, homie.
Yeah.
Actually, it probably hasn't even started.
He hasn't even started. So, would you just fucking leave?
Yeah,
It just doesn't make any fucking sense.
that is the biggest problem I've had with organized parties in the U.S. Is, bro, you telling me we got to be out of here at 11 o'clock? Like, music off, everything? Get the fuck out of here, bro. Come on.
Like half of your family members don't show up to the party till it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock to begin with.
Yeah, they didn't even show up till then.
So like it just makes no yeah. Well, he's got to take.
He'll come the next day.
Yeah, he'll come the next. He literally comes the next day after 12.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, it literally makes no sense to do in the United States. And the whole thing is because I don't want to keep open longer. I don't want to work longer.
No, it's not that. The biggest thing with the 11 o'clock rule is because a lot of these places are in residential areas, right? Like where we did Emily's Quince, it was at a church inside of a neighborhood, right? You're not allowed to stay past over 11 in those areas because it's the sound ordinance.
Well, okay, so okay. Why hasn't someone? Because it makes sense, right? If that's the thing, wouldn't it make sense if you got a little bit of money, you get something in an area where you can be staying open past? Why people haven't done that?
They have, Jay. It just costs a lot more money to
Does
rent
it?
out those. But yeah, I think so. I think it just costs so much more. Like you want to find a not standalone building, but a building that's not in a residential area like that. It's probably looking at a lot more expensive.
Bro, we went out to my friend's wedding. It was in middle of nowhere on a fucking farm, and they were done it by 11. In a farm, there was no one around.
But that probably has to do with how they got it set up from the beginning. Like, all right, yeah, we're just gonna do it till 11. Versus like where Emily did her quince, it was you're not allowed to do it past 11 because of that.
I don't know, because this one was till 11 and they just shut everything down.
What about you, Mickey? I'll ask you the question. If you were to have a wedding, or when you have a wedding, not if, but when you get married, would you like to do a destination wedding or would you do something local?
I feel like I'll cross that river when I get there, but
He's like, I ain't even thought of that shit, bro.
No,
I
because
understand that. Yeah.
With
If I
time,
wasn't with
if
Emily for
time
8
gonna
years, I would have
pass,
the same answer probably.
yeah, as time gonna pass, you're gonna start dealing with these questions, right?
Damn, bro. Every time I think about the wedding and I think back to those days, I'm like, damn, man, Mickey wasn't there. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Well, so let's say a wedding outside of United States now costs 50K, right? 50K. Now think about this. You gotta buy a home. Right now you need probably about 50, 60K to buy a home, right? Imagine having that 50K extra as a down payment for what kind of a fucking house you're buying.
Double the price. I mean, if you can afford the
So like
mortgage, right?
here's the thing. Have fun for one day or have a badass crib. Or have a crib that you want and a badass car.
I've had this conversation plenty of times with Emily, and this is my thing. I understand the happy medium of where we should be spending our money, and how important at the end of the day in your life, how important memories are.
Bro, here's the thing about memories, and this is written really well in this book, Thinking Slow and Fast, that by Daniel Kahneman. They're literally right. Most people, most will forget whatever like happened. Like think back right now. Do you remember what happened on each day? No. And as much more time goes,
remember
those memories gonna
snippets.
go away. Even it comes to the point where you look at the pictures, you can't even remember. Like you see the picture, but you can't remember the
Right.
story behind it.
Because you're
Right.
drunk as fuck.
We're all,
Drunk
we're all
or
very
not.
fucking intoxicated.
They've done the experiments, bro. They've done the experiments with multiple people. Like everybody talks about the memories, but those memories stay in photos that you don't even remember the memory behind the photo.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, Jay, there's certain things that like certain moments and snippets that happen during that I'll never forget. You
Like
know?
the only snippet I remember is them, one of the guys trying to fucking throw the little chair and throw.
I'll
and
never forget.
toss that
I'll
cup.
never forget your story, your speech.
Yeah.
You bawled out like a little
Yeah.
girl. I'll never forget that nice dinner we.
Who bowled out? You did. I didn't cry during my speech. I didn't cry during my speech. I didn't cry through the whole wedding.
You tell me when you were telling your story about how you sharing your brother with Lynette. Now you didn't choke up a little bit.
Well,
Bullshit.
that was during his wedding, not on a ceremony.
Right. That was a different occasion.
Yeah, see, this is that case in point, my friend. Case in point.
And other things like the dinner we had on the beach without that big ass group, I'll never forget those. And like a lot of the dinners we had, and
The
sitting
only
there
thing I
drinking in
remember
that
from
big
that
ass
dinner,
patio with you and your uncle, and
Yeah.
them fucking having like 6 bottles of Blue Label back to back. I'll never forget that shit.
yeah, but like I remember the blue labels, but do you remember the conversation? The only thing I remember is the shark from that conversation. Like when Arthur's in the water, everybody thinks it's a shark.
Oh, I didn't remember that happening.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because Costas was making fun of his nose,
yeah,
how
yeah.
it's a shark, and then or when he breathes, it sucks out the oxygen in the room. And then my uncle was making fun of me because he wanted to get me Thailand boys. Like,
See, you remember a shit ton from that conversation.
but like,
And that's funny stuff. That's memorable things, you know. You and your Thailand boys.
You may not be-
your uncle saying it to you.
You may
That's
not
the
be
best
able to
part.
remember everything exactly to
No,
the
of
T
course
of
not.
what you did by looking at a picture, but you can definitely get an idea and start getting memories of what
but what I'm
happened.
trying to say, whether you do a big wedding or a small wedding, you're still gonna have some sort of memories.
Yeah, but do you think that
It's like that
it's not-
FOMO, right? Like it's that form of fear of missing out on something, right? Like that's the whole thing. If you don't know, it's not gonna hurt you. Like if
Well,
you don't know that,
No, that I definitely understand what you're saying, right? Like if we would have did a small, if they would have did a small wedding, we wouldn't know the difference.
yeah, that's what I'm
Right.
saying.
But now that we did do a big wedding, you understand, like
Yeah.
that wouldn't have went down the same.
That's
way.
why Diddy had 700 dildos because he's done everything. So now you needed 700 dildos.
And 1,000 bottles of baby oil.
Yeah.
Lube.
Motherfucker, Costco went fucking now going out of business. They're saying because nobody buying the baby oil.
That shit's funny as hell, man. 1,000 bottles of baby oil. What do you need that much for?
Seven-
Doesn't that shit
Bro,
doesn't
somebody-
that shit expire?
Someone was making fun of it and saying like, I don't have 1,000 pieces of pasta in my house. This motherfucker has 700 dildos and 1,000 bottles of oil. Like, think about it.
I don't even have that many grains of rice, bro.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are you talking about? And I mean, you're a Hispanic household, and I buy rice by like a fucking.
Oh, it's a fat ass bag of rice. In that
That's what I'm
closet.
saying.
Nah, yeah, Diddy did too much.
Diddy done did it.
Diddy done did it. All right, guys, let's wrap up. We got about an hour or so in. Thank you guys for joining us in the chat. We really appreciate the stuff. You guys were hilarious on keeping us updated on certain things, little info here and there. So we really appreciate that. Shout out to our official sponsors, Vitality Wellness Center and the UFC gyms Largo and Pinellas Park. Go check those things out, guys. Besides that, yeah, we'll see you on Tuesday. Appreciate it.